Welcome to a very special Podcar bonus episode of Mighty Morphin Ranger Danger. Okay, we are in a car.
We are.
On the way to Canberra, our nation's capital.
Yep.
I'm Matt.
I'm Michael.
Sarah's here, but she's driving the automobile.
Hello, how you doing?
So we may not hear a whole lot from Sarah. She's doing the very important job of making sure we don't die on our way to Canberra.
No pressure, guys.
Yeah, no pressure.
If we die, I will ask Tim to release this posthumously.
Okay. That'll be a very depressing episode of Mighty Morphin Ranger Danger.
I will make sure that you are safely transported. Do not worry.
That's so sweet of you. So what are we going to do on this special? Because we're not going to watch the episode of Power Rangers today. We're going to do something else.
We are going to listen to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the album, A Rock Adventure.
I'm so excited for this.
You really should be. So yes, this is an album that was released in December 1994.
Okay.
So it's just under 20 years old.
And it features the musical stylings of Mr. Ron Wasserman?
Yes, under the pseudonym Aaron Waters.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'm not entirely sure why.
Okay.
And basically what it is it's a compilation of songs that he wrote for Power Rangers.
Yeah.
In kind of a concept art album style.
Okay, so there's supposed to be a vague sort of narrative.
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
And it actually kind of has some spoilers in it.
Oh.
It has some stuff that we haven't heard yet.
Right.
Because obviously it was released in 1994, we're not up to those episodes yet.
Gotcha.
It uses some, lines from the show.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, that's basically all there is to it.
I'm pretty excited. So we're just going to go through a song at a time.
Sure, yeah.
Give our thoughts, I suppose?
Yeah, so there's 12 tracks.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to get a hold of these days. There's a couple of copies on eBay I checked today.
Yeah.
If you've got a cassette player, you can get it on cassette for between $9 and $109. It is available on CD for maybe $40.
Yeah.
So it's not impossible, but there were only 3 or 4 listings. So if you'd like to get a hold of it, probably jump to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So look, what we're going to do is we're going to listen to each track off air.
Yep.
And then we'll come back and talk about it. And so in between tracks, you'll hear just a snippet of the song, so we don't run into any kind of copyright infringing things.
Okay. Now, I'm not a big fan of rating things, but I think on this occasion, maybe we should give them a score.
Sure, out of 5?
Yeah. Maybe 5 power coins out of 5?
Yeah, sure. That sounds appropriate.
Fantastic.
There is one other interesting fact about this album that I feel like we need to cover.
Yeah.
The UK release of the album featured a dance remix of Power Rangers.
What?
Produced by Simon Cowell.
What?
That was released commercially as a single.
What?
It aired on top of the Pops.
What?
Yes.
Wait, so do we have this? Are we going to listen to this?
I don't think I have this.
Oh, no.
I tried to find a copy of it last night.
Yeah.
And couldn't.
And that'd be dance, like early 1990s dance.
Yes.
Wow.
So it would be incredible. I might, between the time we're recording this and the time it goes up, I'll try and find it, and we can tack a bit on the end of the episode if we find it.
Okay.
Otherwise, if you hear this and we haven't found it, have a look and see if maybe one of you has a copy of this CD that you can, I don't know, if you're British, give it a try.
Yeah.
So we're going to jump straight into the first track, which is the long version of Go Go Power Rangers.
Okay.
So that's one that we're all familiar with, I think.
Yeah.
So
it's probably good to hear the long version. So that's an extra lyric. So.
It does. So we're going to go to that.
Okay.
And we'll be back right after this.
They know the fate of the world is lying in their hands. They know to only use their weapons for defense.
Alright, well that was the Power Rangers theme.
Yes.
And that was incredible.
Yes. I think it's one that we're both quite familiar with. And even the long version, full disclosure, I have a few tracks on my iPod from the show that are ones that Ron Wasserman has remastered, basically,
Yes.
redone again.
Yep.
They're a bit more rockier and heavier.
Yep.
That I listen to on my iPod a lot.
Yep.
So I'm very.
I too purchased Ron Wasserman Power Rangers remix.
Yes.
Yep.
And it's one that I like. That in particular, and a few others. When I'm jogging, when I'm just walking places in general, just for life purposes.
It's such a good piece of music.
It is.
And this long version opens with like a synthy intro.
Yeah. Now, to me, this reminded me a lot of Miami Vice, the TV show.
Right.
That sort of musical styling, which I love. Like, it's
Yep.
very different to the theme itself.
Yes.
But I enjoyed it just as much.
Yep.
That was my favourite part of the song, actually, the intro.
Yeah, there we go. Sarah said it's her favourite part. So, yeah, I mean, I love it.
Yeah.
We discussed before about how the opening theme is one of the few things that Power Rangers has over Super Sentai.
Yes.
Yeah,
Although now you've got that True Ranger, so it's stuck in my head, so thanks for that.
anytime. Yeah, I don't know how much else to say.
No, you all know it. I
Yeah.
mean, the long version is distinct from the TV version in having a second verse,
Yeah.
which has got an incredibly lazy rhyme in it,
Yeah.
and also having like a guitar solo.
It's interesting, though, that the long version does have the line about only using their weapons for defense.
Yep.
Which is something that it's surprisingly one of those things they always try to communicate in the show to placate parents, I guess.
Yep.
But it's sort of tucked away in the long version where not many people are going to hear it,
That's true, I suppose.
which is kind of strange. That they don't like lead
Lead
that.
with it.
Yeah.
Power Rangers, not punching people first. Go, go! Look, I'm not a songwriter, that's not my job.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm worried about giving this 5 out of 5
Yep.
is that I don't know if there's something better coming up.
Look, I think this is the standard the other songs have to hit.
That's fair.
For me, it gets 5 out of 5 power points.
Yep, I agree with giving it 5 out of 5 power points.
That's the official Ranger Danger rating for that one.
Alright.
Shall we move on to the next one?
Yes, so the next track is... it's a perennial Ranger Danger favourite, Matt.
Yep.
It's Fight.
Oh, I love Fight.
Matt actually asked me before we started, he said, does this album have Fight on it? So, the answer to that is yes,
And we're listening to it right
now.
We'll come running to your side. We will protect you from your fright. All of us are on your side. We'll take them. We'll take them down. Fight. Fight.
Alright,
That was Fight.
yep.
And, like, I love Fight. But I've never heard it with, like, weird dialogue interstitials
Can I
before.
be honest?
Yeah.
I forgot that whole concept album thing was a thing while we were listening to Go-Go Power Rangers.
Yep.
So, when at the start of this we didn't just hear the start of Fight, but we heard Rita summoning the Hatchosaurus,
Yeah.
I got very excited, because I'm very partial to the Hatchosaurus.
Yes. I'm partial to this whole concept album idea. I
Yeah.
think it's kind of charming. Is it all dialogue straight from the show?
I believe there was a tiny bit of additional dialogue because he becomes the White Ranger at some point.
Yep.
And that reveal hadn't happened yet when they were making the album.
Gotcha.
So they recorded some extra.
Even with Zordon's bit, it sounded... I didn't quite remember it being phrased that way in the show.
Yeah.
As explicitly. But it's really weird. Hatchosaurus's screams are certainly unsettling in the middle of a song.
Yeah. And man, I was not expecting them to take down the Cardiotron straight away.
Yeah, in one song.
Yeah. Are they going to kill 12 more monsters?
I mean, that'd be ideal.
Yeah, sure.
That's what I want from this album.
Fight. I mean, what can you say? That's a good song.
Yeah, Fight is a classic. A definite favourite of mine.
Yep.
That's another one of the ones that's high on my jogging list.
Sure.
So, yeah,
Are we giving that 5 out of 5 as well? I think I'd give that 5 out of 5.
I can't help it. I love Fight. 5 out of 5.
Sure. So next up is a track that, is quite ominously just called Lord Zedd.
Okay.
So, I mean, look, if anyone's not familiar with Lord Zedd, we're going to get to him in the show in about 10 episodes.
Yep.
And he will be iconic, and he will be so terrifying that they actually have to tone him down.
Yeah, I think that's one of the great things about Lord Zedd was that he was too good at being a bad guy
Yep.
that they had to nerve him, basically.
So, let's hear how his musical introduction is.
I'm very excited for this.
Yeah, me too.
Lord Zedd. Lord Zedd. I am Lord Zedd, Emperor of all I see.
So holy shit! Whoa!
Yeah, that's pretty intense, isn't it?
Well, for this show?
Yeah.
Yeah! Wow!
It's a pretty great evil theme. Like, it's got a very Imperial March
I mean,
vibe
look,
to
let's
it.
be honest, it's a great theme because John Williams wrote it in 1977.
Yeah.
Right? It's very close to the Imperial March.
Yeah.
But it's very, like, the Imperial March is a great piece of music.
Yeah.
And it's got the added bonus of having, like, chanters go Lord Zedd in the background.
Yeah.
It's, and so in the story portions, Lord Zedd comes, tells Rita to stop fucking around, banishes her, and, like, just takes control.
Yeah.
Which is, my understanding, is very close to what happens in the TV show.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And it was really interesting to me hearing, because I hadn't heard his voice in so long since I was a kid, basically. It's kind of hard to understand.
I had trouble.
Yeah. What did he say? He was the Emperor of all something?
All you see, I think.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got a terrifying voice.
Yeah, if that was my first exposure, like, look, if I was like 6 and that was my first exposure to the new Power Rangers bad guy,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be watching the show next week. That guy is scary.
And he looks like he sounds. Like,
Oh yeah,
he's a skinless monster, basically.
he's a horrifying design. He's great.
He's great.
Like, I think we've both been working for a long time
Yeah.
towards the appearance of Lord Zedd.
Yes.
And that's a good song for him.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as good as Go-Go Power Rangers.
No, I think this would be a 4-star PowerPoint rating for me.
I'd agree with you there.
Because it's really great. It establishes the tone well. It doesn't just quite doesn't have that drive of the other songs.
Yep.
It's very meandering. It's more of like a scene setting.
Yeah, it's really background music rather than a song.
But it's good at that.
Yeah.
So
I think I've changed. I think I'm going to give it 3.
Okay.
I think it's a 3. Yeah.
Really interesting because I enjoyed that more than the first two.
Why would you say you enjoyed that more?
I think it was just more engaging.
Okay.
To me,
Was that
because of the narrative?
Right.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So Sarah, is that a 5 out of 5 for you?
Oh, I'd give it a 4.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
A 4 for me and Sarah then.
Okay. Great. The next track is just under 2 minutes long. It's a shorty.
Yep.
It's called Hey Rita. So,
Okay. I hope this is like a hip hop breakdown.
Oh yeah,
Hey Rita, hey Rita, hey! So
see, here's the problem. Whatever it is, it's going to be disappointing now.
yeah.
So let's get to Hey Rita, and we'll see you in a sec.
Whack the weed, won't go, girl. Hey Rita, senorita, the wickedest Chiquita. When did you come from Rita? Hey Rita, Rita, cheetah, what are you up to, Rita? Oh Rita, won't you beat her? Get off my land, Anita. Hey Rita, 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 there's nothing you can do.
So I didn't understand a word of that, and I don't think Matt did either.
No.
But it was incredible.
Yeah, when I heard of it, I enjoyed.
Yeah. So it's basically the Rita Repulsa, you've been banished, and tough luck song.
It almost sounds like a girl empowerment song.
Yeah, except
it's not.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it's a sound quality issue,
Yeah.
or if it's just the fact that we're driving and not listening through headphones,
Yeah.
or if maybe the lyrics are just hard to hear. The chorus is Hey Rita, Senorita, and then a bunch of sentences ending in Ita.
Yeah.
And I didn't catch. I think one of the rhymes was heater, but
Yeah, who knows?
yeah.
But there's a bit where it starts going, there's nothing you can do, girl.
Yep.
There's nothing you can say, girl. And when I first was listening to it, I was hearing there's something you can't do, girl.
Right, so it's
And I was like, yeah.
girl power, yeah.
Woo,
Spice
Rita.
Girls, cover Hey Rita.
Yeah, but no. What it is actually is that you're screwed. You're gone now.
And there's a nice little, like, Evanescence rap breakdown bit, which is just a guy, like, growling through a filter.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like it was in the style of like a rocking out Ricky Martin
Yeah, no, I can hear that. I can hear it on an album after, what was that song called? Live and La Vida Loca.
Yeah, like a hardcore version.
Yeah. That was certainly the most unexpected. Like, I expected Lord Zedd to be kind of scary and ominous.
Yeah.
I knew what I was getting from Fight.
Yeah.
That was not what I thought Hey Rita was going to be.
No, it was the first one that I'm completely new to, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It was a little weird.
Yeah.
Probably a 3 from me.
It definitely loses some points for being entirely unintelligible.
Yeah. That might be our fault for listening through laptop speakers.
That's certainly possible. I think that's probably a 3 from me as well.
Yeah.
So the next track is called We Need a Hero.
Yeah.
Which I hope is a Power Rangers themed cover of Holding Out for a Hero by Bonnie Tyler.
That would be nice.
But I think we're going to be disappointed. But then we weren't disappointed by Hey Rita, so who knows? We'll be back in a sec.
So we were told we need a hero.
Alright.
You know that one? I wasn't so into it when it started.
Yep.
And it won me over quite a bit in the middle.
Yep.
And then sort of lost me at the end.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there. So Lord Zedd has sent down his new putties.
Yeah.
They terrorise Bulk and Skull.
Now this part really sounded like it was recorded for this.
You mean because it was like painfully exposition-y?
Yeah, they're moving towards us.
Yeah.
They're right behind us now, you know? I do get the feeling that this was made for this.
Sure. Yeah, so this is quite long, it felt.
Yeah.
Let me just check. Oh, I've accidentally deleted. Oh no, it's nearly 6 minutes long.
Yeah.
So
it starts off sounding quite a bit like Fight.
Yes.
And with that, I was like, you know what? I don't need to hear Fight again.
It definitely falls in the Ron Wasserman Fight music wheelhouse at the start.
Yes. But then you get to a point in the middle,
like a weird slow piano.
Yeah.
Right.
And I really dig that. I was 100% on board for the slow piano breakdown.
Look, I think it was interesting and different, but in my head I was composing the lyrics to the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers version of Holding Out for a Hero. I've got some good stuff, so listen out, we might get Tim to record that if I'm lucky.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it won't be over the middle, but then it dragged on.
Yeah.
And we got basically the same thing again later.
Yeah. Kind of ended nothing special.
Interesting to note though that this was the song that tells the story of Lord Zedd's incredibly powerful putties that are a big upgrade in the last ones until the Rangers find the self-destruct buttons that are
right in the middle of their chest.
Directly in the middle of their chest.
Yeah, I mean, at least put it on their back.
Yeah. And they're big, like they're not hard to find.
Yeah, look, that's not the most sensible design decision.
Yeah.
But I guess that's, sometimes you just have to be able to take out some putties.
Yeah. And I like that they actually get destroyed though, these ones. They don't just fall over and then later they're not there anymore.
Yes, that's true.
So
what do you think of We Need a Hero?
I would say 3 from me.
I think it's annoying that I've agreed with you entirely so far, but I think it's a 3 out of 5 song.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think had it not gotten that nice piano bit in the middle, probably would have gone down to the 2 range for me.
I'd agree with you there.
It redeemed itself.
Yep, sure. So the next song is, and I'm worried we're going to hit a rut here, because the next song is just called Combat.
Oh, yeah.
So I think we're definitely in the fight music portion of our evening.
Excellent. Alright, well, let's just power through.
Yeah.
Well, you can run and you can hide. When the evil's got you inside.
Alright, so Combat. Have we heard that?
Combat.
Have we heard that in the show?
I don't think so.
The TikTok bit at the start sounded familiar, but
possible.
I might have just been confusing it with one of the other songs that it sounds like.
Which is a few. It does sound a lot like Fight.
Yeah.
But I kind of loved it.
Yeah.
I wish I did it because I feel like I should be harder on it because it sounds a lot like Fight.
Yeah.
But it's really
we
catchy.
really like Fight.
Yeah.
And it's got a cool call and response verse.
It does.
that's kind of nifty.
Yeah.
It's got a line that made us both actually laugh out loud. Which is something about you got a secret weapon.
Yeah,
they don't know about your Ultrazord protection. Which
is categorically false. There's no way they could not know about the Ultrazord.
I mean, that's certainly true.
Yeah.
And also, it's not really protection as much as it is a giant gun. Like,
I guess it's protection in the way that people use that word when referring to guns.
Sure.
But,
I hope that Ultrazord protection is what Tommy calls what he uses with Kimberly.
Oh, dear.
You gotta be careful, I gotta have my Ultrazord protection. Yeah, that's right. I went there. It's quite late.
It's catchy. I don't know what else to say about it.
No, look, it's definitely a Power Rangers fight song.
Yeah.
I don't think you could confuse it with anything else.
But it is a bit different to fight, and it has a bit more style.
Yeah.
I don't know quite how to articulate it, but it's a bit more fun and less direct than fight is.
Yep. Sure.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I would say 4 for me.
Okay, I think I'm going to give it 3.5.
Okay.
I think that's...
So, which power coin are you splitting to make that half?
I'm not splitting any power coins because that's like splitting an atom and causes a nuclear explosion.
Right. So you'll just like colour in one of the power coins with black texture?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Alright. So at the end of that song, the power... Oh, we should say narratively. Lord Zedd has turned a fish from the lake into a monster. Which Zordon makes out to be a big deal. Like, he has to turn on the intergalactic scanners.
He does.
And there's, it's a big problem.
He talks about the dire emergency of it.
Yeah. Which, I mean, he's just turned a thing into a fish monster.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe it's rough. They're about to summon the Dinozord. But somehow I don't think that's what's going to happen next. Because the next song is Go Green Ranger Go.
Okay.
So...
Also, at this point, if Lord Zedd's around, they shouldn't have the Dinozords anymore. Is my understanding of the chronology.
That's true. No, but they do have the Dinozords briefly while Lord Zedd is there.
Okay, right.
So, let's see.
That's what it is. Okay, let's find out.
Go Green Ranger, go. Goldar's gonna get you tonight. Destroy the Power Rangers and destroy them.
Alright, we're back. We've had something to eat. We had a bit of a break.
Yeah, all rested up.
Yeah, so that was Go Green Ranger Go.
It sure was.
What do you think?
I think that is a song that works really well in about 30-second increments on the show.
Yep.
It is not a whole song.
No, it is a chorus.
Yeah.
And a single verse repeated 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And it's not a great verse.
No. Now, to be honest, that's one that is also one of my jogging songs.
Right.
And I think the remix, or whatever it's called, the later version they did, is better because it's a bit rockier and the sounds are a bit more distinct.
Yep.
But it's not amazing.
No.
It's not fight. That's probably a 3 for me.
How do you feel about the Green Ranger having his own fight song? Specifically.
I think he should.
Right.
Because if any character is going to, it's him.
Sure, yep.
And I think it suits his sort of somewhat rebellious persona.
Right.
So yeah, it works for me.
Okay.
I just wish that there was a whole song around that verse.
Yep.
Instead of just the verse repeated.
Sure, so you reckon it's a 3?
3 for me,
yeah. I have to agree with you. It's not great, but not terrible either.
Yeah.
Alright, the next track is called 541.
Okay, that's not how counting works.
No, I mean, maybe it's some sort of strange, very accelerated countdown. I'm not quite sure what it could be in reference to at all, but I guess we're going to find out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Let's do it.
Call the 541. Anytime you say you want us. Call the 541. Every time you say you need us.
I get it now. It's like for the word for.
Yeah, so like all for one, one for all sort of situation.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. I'd like to point out that the song title is spelled with the number 4.
Yeah.
I'm not like
An idiot.
a moron.
Yeah.
I was reading a countdown.
It's really weird going from a song that's called fight.
Yeah.
Like, you can't get any more literal than that.
Yep.
To one that's actually a little conceptual. You have to think about what it means.
Pretty standard Ron Wasserman fight music.
Yeah, but I like it because it's a lot more of a song.
Yep, that's true.
It has bits, it has progression.
Yep. The verses at the start reminded me a lot of the Power Rangers in Space theme.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I'm a fan of.
Yes, it's a good theme.
Yep.
Yeah, I quite like it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, I don't think I liked it as much as you did.
I'm going to put it at a 3.5.
Okay, because I was going to give it a 3.
Okay.
Alright. So, Matt, do you want to explain what was happening in the story?
It sounds like there was an evil Dragon Zord.
Yes.
An illusion Dragon Zord.
Yep.
That Tommy was sent to fight as the Rangers were fighting something else.
Yeah, the fish monster.
And then Tommy was losing and was in need of the Rangers to come to his aid.
Yep.
And then they seem to be losing as well.
Yeah, it didn't sound great.
No.
There was a problem with the Mega Receptors.
Yeah, you don't want those to have problems.
No.
They called the Power Sword, but they didn't really seem to be helping them out.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. So, yeah, all seems pretty bleak.
Yeah.
The next track is just called Zords.
Okay.
So,
I guess it's about swords.
I'll be honest, I'm disappointed looking at the couple of tracks that are left.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like any of these are like Zach's hip-hop extravaganza.
That is sad.
Yep. I guess we'll just have to wait for the Mighty Morphin musical for that. Alright, so let's listen to Zords.
Let's do it.
Hey, look, it's attacking! Hey, look, it's attacking!
Go, Zach! Go, Kimberly! Go, Billy! Go, Trini! Go, Jason!
I gotta say,
Yes.
I think that's the most, interesting track we've heard so far.
Yeah, it's also the furthest away from music.
Yeah, that's certainly true. It's like, to describe it, it's like a weird mashup of the theme and the morphing sequence.
Yeah.
And, just a general pep song.
And there's a lot of the music that plays when the Zords form.
Yes.
In their sort of made long form.
Yep. And there's also some weird, almost tone poem-y bits.
Yep.
With, sounds repeated a couple of times and lines used multiple ways. It's interesting.
It is, but it's also the song where we got to the lyrics that were go Red Ranger, go Yellow Ranger, go
Yep.
Billy, go Trini.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
There was go real names, go colors,
Yeah.
go color ranger.
Yeah.
Separately in this song.
Yeah. It was definitely the most disappointing for me.
Sure, yeah, it's the furthest from a song.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could listen to it, for fun.
No. Probably a 2 for me. What do you think?
Right, I'm thinking it's a 2.5.
Okay. That's generous.
I wouldn't fail it, because I think they were trying.
But as you just said, they did have those 3 separate variations of that one idea.
Yeah, look, that was lazy. They don't get a lot of fun for that. So they appear to have destroyed Parantis' head.
Yep. Yeah, it took 4 songs.
Yep, it's been a while. So I'm not entirely sure what's left for them to do. Because the next track is I Will Win.
Oh, I like I Will Win.
As far as I can tell, they've already won. But let's listen to that. And not long to go now.
So I am right and I am real. I know exactly how it feels. I will win. I won't stop until
Alright, that was I Will Win.
Yes.
Do you still like it?
Yes. I have a story about I Will Win.
Oh,
actually.
please.
I Will Win might actually be at least partially responsible for the Ranger Danger podcast.
Okay, you have to go on.
So, a couple of years ago,
Yeah,
before we, you and I, Michael, really started talking about Power Rangers again,
right,
for some reason I came across it.
right.
I think because I've been tangentially keeping tabs on Power Rangers since I stopped watching it. And I immediately remembered it from my childhood. And this was the version on you can buy on iTunes. It's the remix to a bit better, a more coherent version of the song.
Yep.
But I love the earnestness of it.
Yep.
And I was like Lauren will tell you, in the library at Macquarie University when I was there, I like ran up to her and shoved the earphones in her ears. I was like, you have to listen to this. It's amazing. And I think that was what really started my resurgence of interest in Power Rangers. That led to us talking about it to a bit that led to the podcast.
Right.
And it's also the song, like I talked about some of the other songs I used for jogging.
Yep.
That's the one I use the most.
Right.
It has gotten hundreds of plays during my jogs. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good song.
Yeah.
It's very, like, I could see, like, a Van Halen or a Motley Crue or, like, an 80s kind of big, like, rocky kind of band doing it. Lyrically, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I mean, it's not subtle, which I think is part of its charm.
Yeah.
You know, it's so direct.
There's not a lot of room in kind of this album for subtlety.
No.
Or this show, really.
It's not the time or place for metaphor.
No. Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't think it's as significant to me as it is to you.
No, absolutely.
I don't think I like it as much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could listen to that again.
Yeah.
Maybe a version without all of the story stuff in it.
Yeah, it gets a little weird and sort of breakdowny and experimentally towards the end.
Yep.
And you don't get that on the version that on
Right,
iTunes.
fair enough.
It's just a straight rock song.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a hard 5 for me.
Yep. I think I'm going to give it a 4.
Cool.
Alright, so next up, we have got the final song, Go-Go Power Rangers TV version. So,
Okay.
I think we're all pretty familiar with this one.
Will this just be the opening titles?
I suspect so.
Okay.
But let's find out.
Go, go, Power Rangers! Go, go, Power Rangers! Mighty Morphin Power Rangers!
No surprises there.
Yeah, that was definitely the opening titles of the show.
Yep, we're pretty familiar with that.
Yeah.
We've seen it literally 50 times.
I think everyone on the planet knows that theme.
Oh yeah, it's iconic for a reason.
Yeah.
It's a damn good piece of music.
Yep.
But it's not as good as the long version just by virtue of not having as much room to play around.
Yeah.
What do you think, Matt?
I feel weird rating it separately to the first one.
That's true.
It's the theme, it gets 5, of course it does.
Sure.
That's it.
You know when I said that was the last song?
Yes.
I lied.
Oh, what?
There's a special secret post-credits song
Okay.
that I'm not going to tell you what it is. Let's just go into that right now.
White Ranger Tiger Power! White Ranger Tiger Power! White Ranger...
Alright, so that was White Ranger Tiger Power.
Michael,
White
we
Ranger's
just looked
theme.
into the viewing globe and saw the future.
Yeah, so I mean, at the point at which this was released, I guess, the White Ranger had not appeared on screens yet.
Yep.
So they wanted to include this song because it's a cool teaser.
Yep.
But they needed to explain it in this narrative somehow.
Yep.
So Alpha says, "What's going on in the viewing globe?" And Zordon says, "That is the future you are seeing."
That would have been a useful thing to have in the show.
Yeah, sure. I don't think it's as good as Go Green Ranger Go.
In this instance, I'm completely unable to separate nostalgia from the quality of the song.
Right, okay.
Because when around the White Ranger period was when I was really watching every episode of the show.
Right, yep.
And besides the theme, this is the one song I knew really well from my childhood.
Right, okay.
And there's 2 bits of the song, really. There's the like that racing.
That bit's pretty good, I'll give it that.
And the other half is the White Ranger Tiger Power bit. That raising sound
Yep.
triggers so much
Right.
incredible nostalgia in me.
Okay, yep.
And there's something about, I think I'm giving the song way too much credit.
Yep.
But it really speaks to, as the Green Ranger, Tommy was a rebellious, sort of outsider character.
Yep.
And that bit of music really speaks to me, like this idea that this was him becoming sort of whole and transcendent and like a a hero in his own right. It wasn't about being authoritarian.
Okay, I mean, I didn't hear any of that in the song, but that's fine.
It's probably all just me projecting.
Oh, that's fine. You're allowed to bring to it what you bring to it.
But it's just, that raising.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it.
See, I think we've spoken about before. I don't know that I was watching the show at all until Turbo.
Yeah.
Like, Turbo is when I remember watching it. So this has no kind of nostalgia, and I don't know that I ever went back and saw an episode with the White Ranger in it either.
Okay.
So,
I mean, for me, White Ranger was the dude.
Yep.
He was the reason that, like, white tigers were my favourite animal.
Right, yep.
I had Saba, his talking sword. I was all in on the White Ranger, so I can't objectively
analyze. So you give it infinity out of 5?
Infinity out of 5.
Infinity out of 5? I'm going to give it a 3.
3 is probably the right answer.
Yeah, sure, but you can't separate it. That's fine.
I promise you, when you get to the bit in the show when that music starts playing,
I suspect
you're going to lose your shit.
I mean, I haven't yet, but that's possible. What did you think of the album?
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I appreciate the effort that went into it.
Yeah.
Like, there was obviously a lot of extra dialogue recorded for it.
Yeah.
There was definitely some effort to make it a bit more experimental and a bit of a narrative. They could have just slapped together an album of songs from the show.
Yes.
And they didn't. And the fact that they weren't incredibly lazy is kind of a miracle.
Yep.
And I appreciate that.
Everything else about this show.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure.
Can I ask a question?
Sure. Matt, you might just want to repeat it in case it's not audible.
Yeah, so Sarah's just asking a question about the whole album.
I'm just wondering, I mean, apart from the obvious joy that comes from all creation, why did they make it? Is it just experimental, or was it actually for the die-hard fans of the time? Like, do you guys know?
Yeah, so Sarah's question was, why was it made, basically?
The answer is because they could sell a bajillion copies.
Yeah, so around when this album came out...
This came out early December 1994.
It was basically the peak of Power Rangers popularity.
So if
it was a worldwide phenomenon.
If this is $20, you get hundreds of thousands of parents buying it for their kids.
Right.
Yeah. You could put out coasters with the Power Ranger logo on it and it would sell like
I mean, the equivalent for me was the Pokemon 2BA Master album.
I had that.
Which I had 2 copies of for some reason. Man, we should... I'd like to go back
a weird album.
That. Yeah, that's a strange one. But yeah, everyone I knew owned that album.
Right.
So I imagine this would have been the same, but a couple of years earlier. I think also the amount of effort that's gone into the music is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And it's not unfair to say that, it's worth kind of noting. But I suspect the core reason is if we have a CD, we can sell a CD.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, though, it's a testament to Mr. Wasserman's music that he can really hold an album.
Yep.
And I think his music is a huge part of what made the show such a runaway hit.
Yes.
In my mind, at least. Like, you can't separate that show from that theme.
No.
So...
No, that theme is up there with, like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in terms of just its...
Yeah.
Like...
ubiquitousness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of the album, Matt? What would you give it out of 5?
I feel weird judging the whole album.
Right.
I'd give it a 4.
Yep. That feels about right. I think I'd agree with you. We need to disagree more if we're going to do that in the future.
Yes. Look, I had a good time listening to it, which...
Yeah, me too.
Isn't always true of the show.
No. No. I think I had a better time listening to that than many episodes.
Yeah.
So, thank you for listening.
Yeah. I hope you enjoy our special Podcar episode.
Yeah, we'll be back again on Wednesday, normal time, with an episode, I believe, I don't have it in front of me, but I think it's Grumblebee.
Excellent.
So I'm very much looking forward to that. Where can they find us, Matt?
Our website is www.rangerdangerpodcast.com.
Yep.
We're at RangerDcast on Twitter. You can send us an email at rangerdangerpodcast@gmail.com. We're also on Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube.
That's right. If you liked this, please let us know. I still haven't listened to Power Rangers Redux yet.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, we might save it for another one of these in the future.
Yeah, I don't, because they're all those songs.
Right, okay,
So I
fair
don't know
enough.
if it's really worth its own thing, but if you enjoyed this music, guys, I highly recommend.
Yeah, I will make sure there's a link in the show notes to that.
Yeah.
It's like $8 or $9. It's nothing.
It's so worth it. And the music is professionally re-recorded. Like, he went back and did all the stuff
Yes.
again, recomposed it. It sounds fantastic.
So yeah, there'll be a link in the show notes if you want to buy that. Thank you. Yeah. I don't have anything else to say, really.
Yeah, that's it. And if you did like the show, we always really appreciate it if you give us a review on iTunes.
Yep. Like the video on YouTube if you're listening to this on YouTube right now.
Yep. All those little things help us out, help us find more listeners.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
which will hopefully let us do cool things in the future.
Yeah. So thank you very much, and we will see you next week.
Bye, guys.